Hi guys, this is Ishai Breslauer. I hope you guys are well. It's Thursday today, and this show is going to be live on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on YouTube, and it's going to be, of course, in about an hour. It's going to be on the SharkEye SharkEye podcast, so you can listen to it on the way to work. Good morning to everybody in America. Hope you guys are well. It's a crazy day. It's a crazy morning. I know. But let's get our head out of whatever is going on. Turn off the news and listen to this. This is cool. On Thursday, usually what I do, I try to give some inspiration, some love to the people who love real estate, commercial real estate particularly, and give them some stories, some inspiration, etc., etc. And soon enough, when I'm done telling all the stuff I have, and it's endless. I have a lot of stuff. At a certain point, I'm starting bringing guests to the show, but at this point, I still have a lot of stuff to share with you, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are doing well this morning. So, the one thing I want to tell you about, and this is a very cool story because this is something that got me to think big. It got me to expand my entire thought and spectrum and everything that I think about, and that is very, very cool stuff. And what happened was that there was a developer at the time, and of course I'm not going to say any names, locations, and I twisted the numbers so it won't be as accurate, and I changed the story. As you know, in the movies, you call it based on a true story. It's not this story. It's not that true story, because I can't do that. But it's based on a true story, so no one can trace it, but you could still get really inspired from it. So, the story goes that there's this developer who is I would call it the mid-sized developer, not small developer. We call mid-size, meaning when you're talking about mid-size, let's start with small. Small size developments, in my opinion, up to $12 million, something like that, $15 million. These are small size developers. And then you have the mid-size, which are up to, let's say, 60 million or something like that, 50 million, 60 million. Then you have those who are large developers who go up to 100 million. And then you have those who are mega developers who are, all the way up to, could go up to $1 billion. Okay. So we're talking about a guy who who was used to, develop the projects that are in the range of $50 million, $40 million, something like that, and took on a development which was $600 million. This story is so exciting that I've created a video about this, okay? And this is extremely cool. I went through the numbers and showed everything, but right now I just want to share with you the concept, the story, which this thing got me, inspired me. I called that video, by the way, I called it Think Big, because it's about thinking big. That's the whole concept. That's the whole idea. So here's the story. Guy comes in and he wants to raise capital for his investment. And the first thing you ask him is, what type of track record you have? And he shows this huge, mega, spectacular development of $600 million, but he's showing experience with 10 million, 30 million, 50 million max type of developments that he does. Okay. And all of a sudden he wants to jump up to a condo development. I think it was mixed use development. Yeah. That's a condo development of $600 million. And that is crazy. And that is off the charts. Not a lot of people do it. How is he going to do it? Because the amount of equity required, let's say the guy is used to put $1 million to $2 million. All of a sudden, when he jumps up to a mega development of $600 million or $400 million, 300, that's already a different ballgame. You have getting the debt for those type of projects, as well as getting the equity for those type of projects. This is a whole different ballgame of how are you going to play it. So listen to this. This is extremely cool. Okay. The guy comes in and he says, I want to raise for this project. And the first thing he asks, how are you going to do it? This story is going to blow you away. He says, first of all, he went to a major place, major city, prime location, and he got introduced to that deal, to that lot. It was a lot, it was a piece of land right in the middle of everything. And the zoning permits basically to go all the way up. I don't know what, I can't remember how many flights up, but it was one of the tallest, nicest, meanest developments in the area that he could make. So the guy says, I want this deal. I want it. And everybody says, but it's out of your league. It's not something that you could actually chew. The guy says, yeah, I want it. I still want it. I'm still interested in it. And he had to buy the plot, meaning the land this parcel was about $20 million. And he got into it and he bought it. Something like that. And he got into it and he bought it. And the plot is his. And he's excited and he's psyched. But now he's got the land. He managed to do a financing for it, took a bridge loan, took whatever needs to be done in order to get it done. And he has the capital in this. He has the ability to sustain this and to actually pay, the premiums, whatever needs to be paid, the debt service, everything that needs to be paid. Yeah, the investors to do that. That's an amount that he can actually chew. And now goes in the construction cost, right? The whole development cost, and that brings it to $600 million. How in the world, he says to himself, am I going to raise $600 million? Meaning the whole thing, how am I going to do it? So the first game plan is to go to a bank. The bank will give you around the $400 million. I'm giving approximate numbers here, okay? But which bank is going to give you that kind of a money, okay? Which bank is going to give you that kind of money? Which bank is actually going to, pitch in with that? So he found finally a bank that would give him that kind of money, okay? Even more than that. They'll give him somewhere around not 400 million, but even it was a little over than 500 million. Okay. But nobody wanted to get him signed. He can't sign the loan. He can't be the guy who signed the loan. Nobody will take him on it. Okay. Because he doesn't have the track record. Nobody takes him. So what did he do? So he found a GP fund, a general partnership fund that comes in with him on the level of the developer, okay? And this huge GP fund said to him, listen, we will bring in approximately $580 million, $520 million from a bank, debt, senior debt. I'm not going to get into how it was divided and how they bundled it and everything, but they found a debtor that got in and gave him that amount. And they said, we'll take care of that. We will take care of the main LP that will bring in about $60 million, and we'll have about $20 million to take care of ourselves. So they say to him the following: okay, we'll bring you, it's a $600 million cost, right? We'll give you the $520 million debt, senior debt. We will give you, in addition to that, they tell him, the $60 million large LP from like an insurance company or someone like that. Your responsibility is to come up with $20 million. And out of those $20 million, not only that we will bring all the other stuff and we'll get it done from other people, we will put out of pocket from our fund, we'll put in $10 million from our fund. So that's what they told. It's a large fund, okay? But that's what they do. They're a GP fund. That's what they do. And they said, we'll take care of the signing. We'll sign the loan. You'll co-sign with us. But the fact that we are co-signing the loan and we'll be in the GP together with you, we'll be in that hat of developers together with you, we'll be able, I apologize for those who don't understand the terms, try to keep up. It's a really cool story. And they said, we will sign that together with you, and that's how the bank is going to accept you. And that's going to be very, very cool. This is going to be accepted. and you'll be able to move on with your project. The guy says he's excited. He obviously has to pay them for that, and that's as a part of his profit, but it's totally worth it, especially for him. And he goes all in with it. Fine. So he already has a solution, major solution from a major fund. He has to split a lot of stuff with them. They'll take a big chunk of the profit. But I'm not going to get into the numbers, but he has the solution to start up, and he's all in with it. Now, the issue is he needs to come up with $10 million. The guy is used to bring about $1 million or $2 million into a project. Okay. So he goes in, and this is only the finance part that I'm showing you how a person can finance a project. And this is very, very cool. Okay. And I went a little bit backwards with it, but it's fine. So the guy goes in and he says, okay, I need more money. I'm used to bring that. He finds a small GP fund, small fund, and he tells them, I'll split with you what I'm getting from out of my partnership with these guys. We'll make an LLC, we'll make a company that will be bundled, me and you'll give me, and they say, we'll give you $5 million. So he has to take care of $5 million. He brings $1 million, a little over than $1 million from home. And the rest he brings family and friends, which he's used to do with all his projects, and he's done. So think about it. This guy came in with a project of $600 million. He brought in a mega partner that he had to share a lot of the profits with, but all he needed to bring from home was $1 million, a little bit over $1 million. That's crazy. That is crazy. That's what commercial real estate can do to people. And that's how you get big with commercial real estate. And that situation got me so excited, but this is not the end of the story. This is not even the beginning of the story. How is it? And part of this cost of the $600 million, there's a story behind the property and behind how he acquired it. So again, I twisted the story and so on, but it's based on the true one. So the guy has this parcel, this lot that is facing a major street, and he wants it, and he's financing it, etc. But here's the deal. The lot has another side to it. So he's planning to make like an above the ground type of a parking lot that people can go park for this luxury condos, and the lot right behind it, which he needs also, is owned by someone else. Big problem. In order to access the area of his development, his lot, he needs to go through the other guy's lot. So he comes and tells the guy, listen, I'll buy from you the lot. For him, it's small money at this point because he already get the financing for everything else, or at least a list letter of intent from the banks, etc. But anyways, he comes in and says, listen, I want to buy the lot. The guy says, no, it's my lot. I'm not selling it. It's mine. So he's saying, wait a minute. How am I going to get this done? I can't access the construction because from the front, you can't do it. It's a major street. You can't, you have to go from the back street, and you can't do it because the guy owns that land. How is he going to resolve this? So he goes to the municipality. He goes to see the zoning, and he finds out that there's a retail center right next to him. There's a retail center right next to him, like a strip mall, right next to him. And that strip mall, in order to get to the strip mall, they have an easement, meaning they have the legal ability to go through that easement, to go through like a little road that goes through that guy's lot from the back in order to get to that retail strip center. And he understands that from the zoning. So he says, aha. So he finds the owner of the strip mall, and he says to him, listen, how about selling your strip mall? The guy is reluctant. He's not so interested in selling, but eventually the guy says, you know what? Fine. I'll sell it to you for a premium, price. And meaning excellent. For him, it was an excellent deal, but for our guy here, It was like spectacular because small money comparing, which allows him to have the other lot. Now look at how it works. He bought the strip mall because it's comparing it's small money. And then he went to the guy with the lot in the back, the guy who didn't want to sell. And he comes and tells him, "Hi, mister. Um, well, I just bought that strip mall and now I have access to my lot through the easement that I have to the strip mall, meaning I can use that road in the middle. But I just want to warn you, it's going to be noisy. It's going to be bothering you because the guy has a parking lot there, yeah? So he says, it's going to be bothering you because I'm going to go through with all this machinery, heavy machinery, tractors and trucks and drilling, everything, all the heavy machinery for construction and development, for the digging, everything is going to go through this road that is going inside your lot. And I have the right, I have the easement, I own the strip mall, and therefore everybody can go through this. Okay, so I'll move, it's going to be, so the guy says, oh my gosh, and he knows he's right. So he finally comes out and he says, listen, I don't want to screw you, but I need it in order to get, I told you I need it. I have my lot there and you're not letting me. I had to do it, but I'm willing to pay you a very good price for your lot. So the guy says, fine. And then he sells him the lot, and that's how he can access the back. They can access actually from the construction site from the back. That's how we did it. So this whole story got me to think. I said, oh my gosh, a couple of things happen here. First of all, we learned a very incredible concept, the concept of never giving up, the concept of I can do this. It's never, there's always a way around. There's always a solution. You don't, how do you say, you don't just go and say, listen, that's too hard, I'm not doing it. But if you have something and you have the goal and you have the ability to do things and you have the patience, you can pace yourself and get it done. And this mindset that people have, that they should have in order to go forward with a project that they see, that they want to see, and they see, how can I get my dream fulfilled? How can I get this vision into reality? So there's a huge difference between seeing something and saying, I wish it was, and then saying, I'm going to get it done. I'm going to get it done because I'm going to see what the zoning, and if the zoning is tricky, I'm going to try to find a way around it legally to go and do it right and to go and get it done. That's exactly what this guy did. Not only that, but he says to himself, it's a mega development. I can't even chew it, but how can I get it chewed? Even though I don't have the track record, how can I get it done? How inspiring is that? To think that, nothing is too big. Nothing is too big. We have to think big. We have to think big. We have to focus on what we can do and try to find a solution. Trying to find a way around it. There's always a workaround. There's always a way to do it. That's the, mindset we should have, and the never give up type of a mindset, and the think big type of a mindset. All these things. So this story got me really, really inspired. And I said to myself, look at this guy. Look at this guy. He has all these, the blocks on the road. He has all these bumps on the road, whatever you want to call it, roadblocks. And he actually went through everything. He actually made it through with everything. How inspiring is that? How amazing that is. Let's remember that, and let's go to the weekend. When we go now to the weekend, always I try to give some inspirational story, and this is one of them. To go to the weekend strong, to go to the weekend with inspiration, because we're tired. Even though many of us love what we do, we need the time with the family. We need the time to ease up a little bit, and go to relax if we're going to our weekends. And once we go to our weekends, we need to expand our brain a little bit. And this story, remember this story. Let it inspire you. Let it sink in, because we have to think big. And if you think sometimes something is too hard, you can't do it, tell yourself, I can do it, and I'll get it done. You guys have a beautiful weekend. Take care of yourselves. And good Shabbos to those who have Shabbat, and those who are enjoying the weekend. Go enjoy your weekend. Take care of yourselves.